Football is full of legends, but a lot of them never got the spotlight they earned. They were actually the players who did the dirty work, the quiet geniuses, the ones who made everyone else look good, and somehow still got overlooked. You won't see them trending every week or starring in documentaries, but without them, half the stars we celebrate wouldn't even exist. These are three players who never got the respect they truly deserved. Let's get started, shall we?
What would you say to people who don't rate Busquets?
Everything went through him because they were so comfortable giving him the ball, and he never lost the ball. You watch him game after game, he really loses the ball.
Sergio Busquets was never fast, never flashy, and never looked like he was trying, which is probably why most people never understood how good he really was. He played football like he was watching it from above, always 2 seconds ahead of everyone else. While fans were following the ball, Busquets was already thinking about where it should go next. In a team full of magicians like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta, he was the quiet one holding the entire trick together. He rarely scored, rarely celebrated, but he was the reason they all looked so effortless. Even Pep Guardiola once said, "If you watch the game, you don't see Busquets. If you watch Busquets, you see the whole game." But he never got the hype. No Ballon d'Or shouts, no highlight reels, just a decade of perfection that most people only noticed when he was missing. He made simple football look too easy. And because of that, the world forgot how hard it actually is.
He could solve all the problems with his brain. It was fascinating to work with him and to learn of him. And of course I wish him, I said privately, but I wish him for the last years, and I will become an exceptional manager. I tell you right now, in the future will be an exceptional manager.
Every team Di Maria joined, he made better, and almost every time, people forgot to thank him. At Real Madrid, he was the engine behind the Galacticos. The 2014 Champions League final, it was Di Maria's match. He ran the length of the pitch, beat defenders, and set up the goal that changed everything. Ronaldo got the spotlight, but Di Maria got the final running on pure chaos and brilliance. Then Madrid sold him.
We've seen so many players over the years who have come and just underperformed. I look at Angel Di Maria and I think, wow. I remember his first game away at Burnley. I remember him getting into the dressing room, tight as anything. I remember looking at him thinking, he looked like a little lost soul, bless him. Just got absolutely battered. All over, just absolutely mullered. Every time he got the ball, whack. Just never really got United. Maybe the manager didn't help. He didn't get along with the manager. But I've seen so many players, because the shirt's so heavy, that don't perform, then go on to do so well in the career.
He went to Manchester United, where instead of magic, he got memes and cold nights in the rain, a bad fit, wrong system, and suddenly the world called him overrated. But Di Maria didn't talk, he just moved on. At PSG, he became their creative heart for almost a decade. And for Argentina, he delivered when it mattered most in Copa America final and World Cup final, scoring both times.
I thought Di Maria was absolutely phenomenal, and he has really been Argentina's big game player throughout his entire career. He scored the winning goal in the Copa America, he scored a goal in the Finalissima against Italy as well. I think he got the goal in the 2008 Summer Olympics as well that Argentina won. And in this game, 3 key passes, 4 dribbles. You'd never guess his age.
He's one of the few players to assist Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. And somehow, he's still underrated. Di Maria never needed attention, he just kept showing up when everyone else disappeared. Some players win you over with goals, but Juan Mata won people over by just being himself. He was never the loudest or the fastest, but give him a football and everything around him slowed down in the best possible way. At Chelsea, he was the brain behind the chaos, with back-to-back Player of the Year awards, Champions League, Europa League, constant creativity. He made passes most players wouldn't even think of. Then one day, Mourinho showed up and sold him to Manchester United.
And then Jose came back to United. So the first call that I received, it was from my family, from my grand. You have to leave. Like, you have to leave again. What's going to happen and all that? And I said, no, I'm going to see how it goes. I don't have any problem with him and he doesn't have any problems with me.
At United, he wasn't supposed to fit the system. He was too kind, too technical, too polite for that version of the club. But somehow, he stayed for 8 seasons, scoring in finals, mentoring younger players, and never once complaining. Off the pitch, he started Common Goal, donating 1% of his salary to charity, and convinced other players to do the same. Juan Mata never chased fame or headlines. He just wanted to play beautiful football and do the right thing. Maybe that's why people forgot how good he really was. Because in a world full of noise, he was quietly brilliant. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious that not every great player gets the spotlight. A lot of them just do the job quietly, perfectly, and move on.